we have a king that matches the greatness of the history of the Shekiris themselves. And so we are very proud of him.
When you see him, you'll be glad that he's your king. He's humble, but at the same time, very flamboyant in a unique way.
All you need to do is just take a good look at him. One look, and you will know that he's a king.
He's a man that believes in equity.
Vibrant, well and highly educated, well exposed, understands the issues of the youth and the elderly people, children, women, men.
Our king, Atuwatse the third, is beautiful to behold as a king.
It doesn't matter where you are located, home and abroad. He had an open door policy.
Ogiame is my father, and I'm proud of him.
As the spiritual, cultural, political, and traditional ruler of this land, I, Ogiame Atuwatse III, the 21st Olu of Warri, the first son of Olu Atuwatse II, the grandson and direct descendant of Olu Erejuwa II.
I was blessed to be there when he was coronated, and you know, it's difficult to put in words feeling that all of us had that day. It is hope.
Since 21st August 2021, the Shekiri is beginning to have a new face.
The reign of the 2 years of Ogiame Atuwatse III has been very significant, bringing back Shekiri to where we normally grew up to find it.
The 2 years reign has been an exciting period for the people of Shekiri land. It's a new era.
Shekiri has been a pride to our neighbors. That pride we eroded. But when Ira came, that pride was fully reset back.
At a time when Shekiri was struggling for recognition, acceptability, and respect, boom, it just came and brought all.
We have a king that understands the people, that understands the resources that we are and that we have, but more importantly, that has a global mindset and is very clear on what he wants to achieve for the kingdom.
2 years is a bit short to describe anything for anybody, but this particular king has gone beyond that. He has done so much in his own sector, which is the cultural sector. I think he has done extremely well.
He has given us, the Shekiri people, a sense of pride. Personally, I feel very proud to be associated with him as our king.
The reign has been 2 years of consolidation, settling down physically, spiritually, and mentally. This is very important for us and for him.
I think he's excited everybody, all the Shekiris and surrounding people since he became the Olu of Warri.
He has been very, very eventful and colorful.
I noticed he's very interested in the development of the Shekiri nation, going from one community to the other to bring up the level of development of the people. I've seen him going to supervise and look at various developments, like the Shekiri Warri Road. It's been on that. So that's why I say it's an all-rounder. You can't really say it's one thing, but he has brought his excellence to so many things.
This is a walking king. He is on a train moving so fast to bring to pass the vision in his mind. He has a vision to make the Shekiri nation standard royalty that can be compared to anywhere in the world. And every of his moves is tactical. But more importantly, that I took from him is his heart concern for the people. He spoke to me once about our young women having children as unmarried women, no help, no development. That is very touching. That became very touching to me. And he said, how can we develop them education-wise, social-wise, so that they can have a future?
Every quarter we have the Gigarago Fair,
where communities come to showcase their culture, tradition, history for a quarter of the year. And when they do this, It culminates in their mounting the security for the palace for that period of time and having their flags flown.
They have that face-to-face with our king and our leadership in the kingdom.
They own the activities of the day, and over a 3-month period. I see that as a very powerful means of engaging our local communities.
He has said that it's not going to be a king that only sits in Warri and sends messages to the riverine community. He will rather, from time to time, go personally, pay visit to them, be with them, feel their pulse, get the true picture. So that will guide in determining what to be done.
Been visiting the various communities as part of awareness, meet the people and know their needs. So he has done that to several communities, and he has introduced different kind of reform in the various community level, because like you're aware, you need to get the community integrated with his master plan, because that's the only way you can develop the entire Warri Kingdom.
For the very first time, we have the Warri Kingdom strategic plan. I was opportune to be with Ogiame in Holland and some other places where he has been to gather relationships as well as momentum to progress some of these strategies. That includes health and well-being, education, as well as issues relating to our marine as an environment.
The Petroleum Industry Act was passed and becomes a law. The Olu of Warri was the first to galvanize the Chekiri community to come up with our plans in line with the PIA.
The PIA is a very, very important feature in our kingdom.
The funds that is coming from the PIA to support development of our communities are utilized for the purpose. The king has set up a good and transparent process on how we will engage in terms of the Petroleum Industry Act, what is due to the communities. And that's why the king is saying this time around, money that is meant for community will be channeled for community development.
We will look to honor our women. We will encourage them, build them up, and support them in realizing their inestimable potential. And as we do this, we will also see the multiplier effect in the collective development of our people. We will ensure that our women, both old and young, are honored and respected, not only by word, but in actual cultural practice.
Most of his programs are programs that take into cognizance the mainstreaming of gender, and key component of that is giving more active role to the Olori.
And he's also complemented, if I may say so, by his wife, Olori Atuwatse III.
I also know very well the initiatives of our Queen Olori III, what she does in some of our deprived areas in terms of healthcare as well as education. And these are things that are visible and felt easily by our people.
The custom and tradition was to have the Queen take the back seat. And you know, one of the inalienable attributes of custom and tradition is change. And so when he came in, part of the first pronouncement was anchored on having more space for the women. And you can see that that is in sync with both global trends, national trends and international trends.
When you see both of them in public fora, in conferences, you feel a sense of pride, and that is how I personally see it.
His Majesty Ogiame Atuwatse III was the first indigenous traditional ruler in the whole of the Niger Delta to put up an economic summit. This summit was well attended by captains of industries, including the regulatory authorities, the NUPROC. They were here to kickstart what? To get Itsekiri to actively participate in the oil and gas industry.
Sometimes we want to measure progress with many other things, but the ordinary Itsekiri man knows that there is a king that cares, present, who is accessible.
In those days, our father, when they planted the seed, they did not go and dig the ground to look if the seed is growing. The seed grew by nature.
He marked the seed grow by marking the end of a day and the beginning of a new day. That one said that when a new season is about to start, trouble always comes.
There is no nation or people that don't have challenges.
If you go back time, there's always been, dispute, argument, disagreement over years, centuries. And it is not unique to the Shekiris.
We have no external challenges because Ogiame Atuwatse III is reaching out very well to our neighbors. For internal challenges, of course.
The immediate one being the initial disagreement over the rulership or over the stool.
Who are the people making noise? Very, very minute.
Very few who are not happy because of disappointment that they created with their own hands.
You may not like what I say, but I find it so insignificant for anyone to say, because there are individuals that, if I may say, possessed by wrong information, possessed by wrong thought, that Shekiri is not united. Far from it.
We are one tribe with one language, one king, with one destiny.
Shekiri is a united kingdom.
So many people who have been used to the conventions as they were before, they are not, they are gradually, although repellent to the change, but they are gradually getting used to it.
I want to be this, you have a choice to want to be anything. Whether you can be allowed to be that and whether you are actually fit sufficiently to be that is another question. And if the people say no, especially when the king says no, the king speaks for us and we accept what the king says.
There's no way you can fight the king, because in our culture, if you are fighting the king, you are fighting a Shekiri man. If you fight the king, you are fighting me, you are fighting my children.
With time, those who are making noise, irrelevant noise, they will come back. They will come back to the fold.
Now they are seeing the bigger picture, and I believe they will come around. They're all our brothers and sisters, and they will come around someday and acknowledge the fact that Ogiame is Ogiame. And when I hear people say that there's a bit of division, there's no division in what I learned.
We focus all our energies on how we can midwife the whole system to our greater benefit.
We have moved on. The majority of the Shekiris, 99.9% of the Shekiris are behind the Olu. There will always be disagreement. It's how you resolve this disagreement. And I want to commend Ogiame, the way he's handled the whole thing. As a father, you don't talk. You just wait. With time, we all don't grow at the same time. Some will understand very quickly, but some will take time to understand. But just give them time. They will come back to their senses. And he will open his arm wide as a father.
The Shekiri nation is 100% united under Ogiame.
Go.
His reign has come with peace in the kingdom. Our kingdom has not enjoyed the kind of peace we are having during his time.
Before his ascension, we appear to be united, but we know we are not.
From the minute he was sworn in, from his inauguration speech, when he was crowned, he reached out to everyone that he wanted peace, progress, development.
You remember when he visited President Warri last, when he was talking about development of Delta State, he did not measure only Warri Port. He said the 4 ports in Delta need to grow. He measured Brutu, he measured Sapele Port, he measured Cocoa Port, he measured Warri Port. So with that, you can see that he's ready to work with everybody to ensure that he lives in peace, and then every neighboring community we accommodate to be one.
He has tried as much as possible to reach out to all the neighboring towns and all other tribes in the region to be peaceful.
First of his kind, there's unity in the land between we and our neighbors. He didn't love by everybody.
You will recall that sometime last year, the Mila Water side, which was dominantly occupied by Ijos, caught fire. Because Ogiame considered the Ijos of Warri part of Warri Kingdom, he paid a personal visit to the victims of this fire incident. Not just showing face and showing solidarity with them, but contributed money towards having the burnt down houses and businesses there. Contributed money towards getting them to revive their businesses.
He has gone on several trips to see the various sister nations close to the Shekiris, to link up with them, to step up the level of friendship and cooperation. We've noticed that with great joy. So that reduces all the tension that used to exist.
He has given an olive branch to all our neighbors that is prepared to live in peace and prosperity with all our neighboring people, the Jaws, the Urubos, the Sokos and all, you know. There are a lot of Igbos in Warri as well.
He's very inclusive. He brings people together. He reaches out to people. You can't fault him on that one.
And that has played a very vital role uniting us with our neighbors.
The palace has worked out a seamless ways of interfacing the community's needs and dispute resolution with the palace, whereby whatever dispute, whatever disagreement they have, if they cannot resolve it at the community level, they take it up to the palace and it is resolved at that level.
I think that is a lot to say for a king who's only coming for 2 years.
Position as a king is just majestically strategic. You know, what I mean majestically strategic, it can attract a lot of development to this area. It can also provide the enabling environment for investors.
It's going about UK, USA, to meet Shekiri in diaspora.
He's reaching out to investors worldwide to come and invest in Warri.
If you listen to his speech in London, it's all about the Shekiri diaspora. Come and support our health, come and support our education, come and support our agri. We interface with the government and ensure that the enabling environment is created for you. And that's what they can do.
We have a lot of unharnessed potentials. My grandmother is a Shekiri. My grandmother is from Japa, Ogiame, that axis. They have lovely beaches, lovely seasides. You know, Venice, you can see, is a very, very big tourist attraction. I see no reason why Warri should not be such.
You saw the ambassador of Netherlands visited Warri. Not only visited Warri, they went to Ode Shekiri, which is our ancestral home. They went to carry out a survey. They went there, they look at the community, they look at what they can partner with Warri Kingdom to achieve. Recently, the king was in Canada, whereby he had a meeting with various Canadian business teams who are looking at coming into Warri and see what they can do and how to bring in development into Warri.
It's a place that once tried, and there's no reason why it should not come back on board again as it used to be and be better.
I see that the Shekiri nation will begin to take its pride of place.
We believe it will continue in this state. We believe it can only get better.
The future is bright. The foundation is solid. I see that a lot of people are coming, both national and international, to join hands with him.
When God gave us a king of such value, it tells only one thing, that the future is bright for all its Shekiri. And the future is bright for Delta State. And the future is bright for Nigeria.
We must do all we can to support him in whatever we can.
You saw the way it was received when he went to Canada, Accra, England. You know, it's been all over the world. When it came to Doha for the World Cup, you know, normally for everybody that sits in the VVIP tribune, they do what's called a security check, which is quite global because of the caliber of personalities. But it didn't take 24 hours for them to say, Ogiame is welcome. I was so proud, you know. He's made us very proud. So it's not a fluke that it was conferred with the third national honor, the commander of the Federal Republic.
Wish him all the best, more good times to come for him as the king and the Shekiri people as a whole.
Pray that the crown will remain on his head for a long time.
We love our king boundlessly.
He has come as a man of peace.
Every Shekiri man admires and praises him.
In one of my very popular interviews, I'd said that Omoba, as he was then addressed, was born, conditioned, primed, and nurtured to be a king. And I believe I've been vindicated.
He has utter love for his people.
Shekiri is far away from us. They are coming nearer because of the reign of the king Atuwatse III.
Our kings are not elected. They are born and they follow the line.
He's an epitome of peace.
We have just one king who is our rallying point.
Ogiame, and for mercy,
So,
Go.
On me where I did, on me where I did. On me where I did, on me where I did. No matter where you go, no place be like home. Beware. No place like our home. Beware.